What's up everyone, MunchingOrange here, and welcome back to the PokéMart, the series where we take a look at Pokemon toys, collectibles, and other stuff you can buy online, take a look at them, review them, unbox them, and all that other good stuff. So a long time ago, before I started the PokéMart series, I actually took a look at some Pokemon Lego that weren't exactly Lego brand, but they were basically Pokemon building blocks. We had a Venusaur and the 3 starter Pokemon of Kalos, and I really enjoyed those actually. Though they weren't the best build quality, they were really fun to build and just have on display. You can actually see them back there. Well, you can't really quite see Venusaur, he's over there somewhere, but the point is I'm very excited because today once again we're taking a look at some Pokemon Lego. Well, not quite Lego brand still, but we've got some Pokemon X Nano Block micro-sized building block sets. Of course, you can see we've got the very cute Eevee and the all-powerful Mewtwo. So if you guys are excited, make sure to hit that like button and let's get to it. So a little bit of backstory on these before we get into it. I was actually in Texas last month and went to Hot Topic and happened to find these in the clearance aisle. I have no idea what they were. I'd never seen Pokemon Nano Block before or even knew they existed, but they only had Eevee, Mewtwo, and I think a Gengar. So I picked up Eevee and Mewtwo because freaking Mewtwo is awesome and Eevee's pretty cute, and I probably should have picked up the Gengar now that I think about it, but I actually found out that they sell a whole bunch of them online, including Gengar, Charizard, the starters of Kanto, Pikachu probably, and a whole bunch more, so you can look them up on Amazon. I'll put a link down below to the Mewtwo Amazon, but you can find it there as well as many other websites and buy them for yourselves, but these look really cool. Like when they're actually built, they make really nice collectibles to have and just look really nice, so we're gonna build them today. And I guess before we get into it, we should definitely read the packaging, which by the way is kind of half in Japanese, half English, which is why, again, it's kind of weird that I happened upon these when they were on clearance, I guess. Anyway, this is Pokemon X Nano Block micro-sized building block, and of course we're holding Mewtwo right now, which is apparently number 6. Yeah, Eevee is number 5, so I think they made the starters and Pikachu first, and then this was the second set with Eevee, Mewtwo, Gengar, and Charizard. And then they made a third set, but I'm not sure what's in it, so you guys can check it out. But for this one here, we've got over 130 pieces. They're really, really small compared to regular Lego. Like, they're definitely micro-sized. Nano Block is a stimulating and entertaining hobby material for everybody, especially for grown-ups. Nice! Finally, I can play with some Pokemon toys and not get made fun of because they're usually for kids, obviously, but this is apparently for grown-ups. So I didn't really put much thought into how I'm gonna build this on camera, but I used to do little Lego speed builds where I would try to build the Lego without the camera actually showing my hands. That seemed like a really cool idea, but kind of tough to pull off, especially with these super micro bricks. So I think we're just gonna do a standard speed build. So we'll play some nice music and I'll be building the Lego for you guys. And then afterwards, we'll take a look at them in detail. So hope you're all excited and let's finally get to it. So apparently these have a level rating, which I guess is like the difficulty of assembly. And the Eevee has 2 Pokeballs, the Mewtwo has 3. So obviously the Mewtwo's a little bit tougher to build. So we're gonna leave that one for second. Plus, you know, we wanna leave the best for last. So we're gonna start off with this Eevee, the very cute Eeveelution Pokemon. I don't know what that means, but whoa, what the heck? This is actually a little harder than I thought to open up. What the? Oh, there we go. Oh, it's got like a nice resealable bag. That's really awesome actually, because you break it apart and build it again, I guess. You can store away the pieces in the nice resealable bag, so I appreciate that. Let's check out the instructions real quick. For Eevee here, they are all in Japanese actually, so that's alright because Lego instructions are usually pretty clear on what you need to do. It tells you all the pieces that you need for each step. I'm gonna bust open the little bags of pieces now. This one actually has 3 of them. The pieces all look super similar though, so I hope I don't get super confused later on, but wow, I am just struggling so hard to get anything open today. Look at this. What the heck? Ah, there we go. I finally opened it. That was so tough. I was about to say, that cannot be that hard to open up a little plastic bag. Like, I must just suck at it or something. But anyway, there's all our pieces, so I'm gonna put them in 3 little groups because they came in 3 little bags, and I'm not sure if that really means anything. But let's go ahead and start putting this Eevee together. Well, that took a whole lot longer than I expected to build, and there were actually quite a lot of leftover pieces. Like, I didn't think there would be any pieces left over, to be honest, but as you guys can see, there's actually 24 pieces left over, and it says right here, over 130 pieces, but 24 of them go unused. False advertising, man. I'm just kidding, guys. This is actually really awesome, though. It was a lot tougher than I thought to build, but the overall quality and the end result is pretty nice to look at and stays together pretty well, which is important in a Lego. You don't want the pieces to be flimsy and fall apart, you know? Let's go ahead and move Eevee out of the way and get on to Mewtwo, the homeboy. Now we gotta open this one up. Also 130 pieces, apparently. Well, we saw the last Eevee here. Wasn't exactly 130 pieces, a couple of them went unused, and I don't know how many actually went into the Eevee, that's the only thing, but oh no! I've just realized that I've got to open more of these little plastic bags, and I'm so bad at opening these. Number 4! Alright, so we got all 4 little piles of pieces right here. We're going to try to build this Mewtwo. I actually didn't time how long it took me to build the Eevee. I think it was about a half hour, so hopefully Mewtwo takes a little bit less time now that I know how nano blocks work. But we got the instructions for Mewtwo here, which look even more confusing than the Eevee ones. I thought Eevee was actually a little bit tough to build, but I guess now we'll try out with Mewtwo. Now that we know a little bit more about nano blocks, though, I feel like it shouldn't be quite as hard. And I guess there's a little bit more pieces, but I'm gonna set the timer up right here, and let's get to it. And it only took me 32 minutes to complete. It actually did take a half hour anyway. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Mewtwo and the Eevee are now completely built. You can see them here, and I gotta say, that was a lot more difficult than I expected. I guess because the Lego, or I guess the nano block bricks, were so nano that they made it really difficult to handle with my hands. Even though I have small hands, I actually had a pretty tough time because the instructions were also a little bit unclear at times, but we got it done, and they look really awesome. The one thing I don't like about the Mewtwo specifically, aside from the fact that it was pretty hard to build, is it doesn't really like to stand on its own. Like, it topples over really easily, and I guess that comes from it being a two-legged Pokemon. Of course, Eevee's got 4 legs. It stands on 4 legs, rather, and Mewtwo only stands on 2, so of course it's a little bit more difficult to make him stand up. I don't know, I feel like a little platform where you can make him stand on would be pretty nice, and it didn't really come with that, so that would be appreciated. I think I've seen them on pictures online with a little base, so I'm not sure if this one just didn't come with it or what happened, but overall I think they did a really nice job. Like, you can definitely tell which Pokemon they are despite being made of such tiny little blocks, and I'm actually really surprised at how it turned out. I didn't think it would look quite so good, but in real life they look a lot better than it does even on the packaging, which tends to happen with Lego once you have it fully built. Maybe it's like the satisfaction that you built it yourself makes it look nicer for you. I'm not sure, but I really like how they turned out. The Eevee specifically is super cute, and although the Mewtwo is really nice as well, I think it would have been better if it was like an Ionic set, kind of like the Venusaur, because there's a lot of details in bigger Pokemon like Mewtwo that you kind of miss out when you have to make it on such a microscopic scale. But I think for the medium that they use, which is these nano blocks, it turned out really good. Like, for a Mewtwo made of nano blocks, this is definitely the best they could have done, and I really like it. Now that's gonna do it for this episode of the PokéMart. It was a little bit different with the speed build in there, but I wanted to try it out, and I really like these little Pokemon Lego nano blocks, and I wasn't sure how to make a video on them, so hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to hit that like button and show your support. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode of the PokéMart, because I actually want to do a whole collection kind of video. You guys see I have a lot of Pokemon stuff back here and all over my apartment, so I want to try to make a full Pokemon collection video. I feel like it's going to take me a while to put it together though, but if you guys would like to see that, definitely let me know. And again, thank you for watching, and see ya in the next one.